Welcome to NFL 101. If you've ever watched a football game and felt lost when the commentator started throwing around terms like audible, blitz, or red zone, you're not alone. Football has its own language, a complex vocabulary that can make the game feel impenetrable to newcomers. But here's the thing. Once you understand the terminology, football becomes infinitely more enjoyable to watch. Today, we're breaking down the essential football terms every fan should know, from basic concepts like downs and yards to advanced strategies like play action and zone coverage. This is your complete guide to speaking football. By the end of this video, you'll understand what's happening on every play and why it matters. This is Football 101, basic game structure, down and distance. Let's start with the foundation of football, downs and distance. A down is simply an attempt to advance the ball. Teams get 4 downs to move the ball 10 yards and earn a first down. If they succeed, they get 4 more attempts. If they fail, the other team gets the ball. You'll hear announcers say things like 2nd and 7 or 3rd and long. The first number is which down it is, and the second number is how many yards they need for a first down. 3rd and long means it's 3rd down and they need more than 7 yards, a difficult situation that usually means a passing play is coming. When you hear 4th and short, that means it's 4th down and they only need a yard or 2. Teams face a crucial decision: punt the ball away, attempt a field goal, or go for it and try to get the first down. The field. The football field is 120 yards long, including 2 10-yard end zones. The main playing field is 100 yards, marked every 5 yards with numbers every 10 yards. The 50-yard line is the middle of the field. Each team defends one end zone and tries to reach the other. When announcers mention field positions, they're talking about where the ball is located. Being at your own 20-yard line means you're 80 yards from scoring. Being at the opponent's 20-yard line means you're in prime scoring position. The red zone is the area between the 20-yard line and the goal line. Offenses are expected to score touchdowns when they reach the red zone, while defenses try to force field goals instead. Offensive terminology, snap count, and cadence. Every play begins with the snap, when the center delivers the ball to the quarterback. The quarterback uses a cadence to control when this happens, calling out signals like hut or go at the line of scrimmage. The snap count is how many signals the quarterback will give before the ball is snapped. On 1 means the ball comes on the first signal. On 2 means it comes on the second signal. Teams practice this extensively so everyone moves at the exact right moment. When you see players moving before the snap, they're either going in motion, which is legal, or committing a false start penalty, which is not. Audibles and hot routes. An audible is when the quarterback changes the play at the line of scrimmage after seeing how the defense is aligned. You'll see him pointing and calling out new signals to his teammates. A hot route is a predetermined adjustment that receivers make based on what they see from the defense. If a receiver sees a blitz coming, he might run a quick slant instead of a deep route to give the quarterback a fast target. These adjustments happen in real time and showcase the chess match between offense and defense. Running game terms. The running game has its own vocabulary. A handoff is when the quarterback gives the ball directly to the running back. A pitch or toss is when he throws it to the running back laterally. Between the tackles means running up the middle of the field. Outside the tackles means running toward the sidelines. Power running involves using extra blockers to create holes, while zone running relies on the running back to find gaps in the defense. When you hear about gap integrity, that's the defense's responsibility to control specific areas and prevent running backs from finding holes. Passing game terms. The passing game is where terminology gets real complex. A route is the path a receiver runs to get open. Common routes include the slant, a quick diagonal cut, the out, running toward the sideline, the comeback, running downfield then turning back, and the post, running toward the goalposts. Play action is when the quarterback fakes a handoff before throwing. This is designed to fool the defense into thinking it's a running play, potentially leaving receivers open. A screen pass looks like a regular pass, but the offensive line lets defenders through while the receiver catches the ball behind them. It's a trick play designed to use the defense's aggression against them. RPO stands for run pass option. The quarterback reads the defense and decides whether to hand the ball off or throw it based on what he sees. It's becoming increasingly popular in modern offenses. Defensive terminology. Coverage schemes. Defense has its own complex language, starting with coverage schemes. Man coverage means each defender is responsible for a specific offensive player. Zone coverage means defenders are responsible for areas of the field rather than specific players. Cover 2 means there are 2 safeties deep, each responsible for half the field. Cover 3 means 3 defenders, usually 2 cornerbacks and a safety, split the deep field into thirds. When you hear bracket coverage, this means 2 defenders are working together to cover 1 receiver, usually the offense's best player. Blitz and pressure. A blitz is when the defense sends more pass rushers than the offense can block. Typically, 4 defensive linemen rush the quarterback, but a blitz would involve linebackers or defensive backs joining the rush. Pressured is any situation where the quarterback is hurried or hit. A sack is when he's tackled behind the line of scrimmage. A hurry is when he's forced to throw before he wants to. A hit is when he's contacted while throwing or just after releasing the ball. The pass rush is the defense's attempt to get to the quarterback. Teams use various stunts and twists where defensive linemen cross paths to confuse the offensive line. Run defense. Against the run, defenses talk about gap control and setting the edge. Each defender is responsible for a specific gap between offensive linemen. Setting the edge means the outside defenders prevent running backs from getting to the sideline. A run fit is when a defender fills his assigned gap correctly. Pursuit is when defenders chase the ball carrier from behind or from the side. Special teams terminology. Kicking game. Special teams has its own vocab too. A touchback occurs when a kickoff goes into the end zone and the receiving team doesn't return it. Coffin corner punting is when the punter tries to kick the ball out of bounds near the goal line, pinning the opponent deep in their territory. A fair catch is when the return man signals he won't try to return the punt, usually because defenders are too close. He waves his hand above his head to indicate this. Field goal attempts. Field goals involve specific terminology too. The hold is when a player catches the snap and places the ball for the kicker. Protection refers to the blocking scheme that prevents the kick from being blocked. An extra point is the kick after a touchdown, worth 1 point. A 2-point conversion is when teams run or pass for 2 points instead of kicking the extra point. Penalties and flags. Common penalties. Football has dozens of penalties, but some are more common than others. False start is when an offensive player moves before the snap. Offsides is when a defensive player crosses the line of scrimmage before the snap. Holding can be called on offense, illegally grabbing a defender, or defense, illegally impeding a receiver. Pass interference is when a defender prevents a receiver from catching the ball. Delay of game happens when the offense doesn't snap the ball before the play clock expires. Encroachment is when a defensive player makes contact with an offensive player before the snap. Penalty enforcement. When a penalty occurs, the referee announces the infraction and the yardage. Automatic first down means the offense gets a new set of downs regardless of the yardage. Loss of down means the offense loses one of their 4 attempts. Some penalties can be declined by the team that didn't commit the foul if the result of the play was better than the penalty would be. Situational football. Clock management. Understanding the clock is crucial to football strategy. The game clock runs continuously except when players go out of bounds, incomplete passes occur, or timeouts are called. 2-minute warning is an automatic timeout when 2 minutes remain in each half. Teams get 3 timeouts per half to stop the clock strategically. Taking a knee is when the quarterback kneels down to run time off the clock, usually when his team is ahead late in the game. Scoring situations. Different areas of the field require different strategies. In the red zone, inside the 20-yard line, the field compresses and passing becomes more difficult. Teams often rely more on running plays and short passes. Goal line situations, inside the 5-yard line, are pure power football. Offenses try to punch the ball into the end zone while defenses pack the box with extra defenders. 2-minute drill refers to the hurried offense teams run when time is running out. They use quick passes, sideline routes, and timeouts to move down the field rapidly. Advanced concepts, formation terminology. Offensive formations have specific names that tell players where to line up. I formation has the fullback and running back lined up behind the quarterback in a straight line. Shotgun has the quarterback standing several yards behind the center. Trips means 3 receivers lined up on one side. Bunch formations group receivers close together. Empty backfield means no running backs, all eligible receivers spread out. Defensive alignments. Defenses are numbered by how many linemen and linebackers they use. 4-3 means 4 defensive linemen and 3 linebackers. 3-4 means 3 linemen and 4 linebackers. Nickel defense brings in an extra defensive back, 5 total, to defend against passing. Dime defenses use 6 defensive backs. These packages sacrifice size for speed and coverage ability. Modern concepts. Today's NFL features concepts that didn't exist decades ago. Spread offenses use multiple receivers to stretch the defense horizontally. Air raid offenses throw consistently, sometimes 60+ times per game. Wildcat formation puts a running back at quarterback for direct snaps. Pistol formation is a hybrid between shotgun and traditional formations. Football terminology might seem overwhelming at first, but it's really just a way to describe the chess match happening on every play. Once you understand these terms, you'll start noticing the strategy behind every decision. The quarterback calling an audible isn't just changing the play, he's reacting to what the defense showed him. The defense bringing a blitz isn't just sending extra rushers, they're gambling that they can get the quarterback before receivers get open. Every term we've covered represents a piece of football's strategic puzzle. The more you understand the language, the more you'll appreciate the complexity and beauty of the game. Next time you watch a game, listen for these terms. Notice how announcers use them to explain what's happening and why. Pay attention to how coaches and players communicate using this shared vocabulary. Football isn't just about big hits and long touchdowns, though those are exciting too. It's about strategy, preparation, and execution. It's about 11 players working together toward a common goal while 11 other players try to stop them. Understanding the terminology is your gateway into this world. It's how you go from casual observer to informed fan. It's how you start seeing the game within the game. So the next time someone mentions a pick six or a coffin corner punt, you know exactly what they're talking about. And more importantly, you'll understand why it matters. Welcome to football. Now you speak the language. If you enjoyed this breakdown of football terminology, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Extra Point Explanation for more NFL education content. Thanks for watching.